Having said that, I recognize that somebody must have pointed out. Now, I do know some of the people on here. I know Steve Lott, for example, and I know Jerry Thies, and there are a couple others that I know, but I just didn't get a chance to interview and was really not informed of this much until we got our board letter last week. That part frustrates me. I think I'll probably be sending a letter off to administration reminding them that the policy does allow for us to have an opportunity to interview. But I can tell you this as well. The first meeting of the Planning Commission this year, unfortunately, is on the 25th. And it is in January. We typically don't have a meeting in January, so this board has some extra time to do its work. This year, unfortunately, we have this challenge. So, and I would allow you to respond to that.
I guess, Commissioner Fink, I really don't have a response. I am just bringing up a problem that I see we really need to actively do some work on. And that's that I think both Commissioner Nelson and I have to look at that whole big gapped area in there where there is no representation. And I think it even dips down into Commissioner Rocker's district. I mean, I don't care who physically represents the area. There is a huge mass of land there that has absolutely no representation.
Yeah, there's one, and before I call on Commissioner Nelson, there's one other issue that shows up on the Planning Commission as well, that for the last 9 years, we have had at least one person on the commission who was a lawyer. And I got to tell you, that has always been an outstanding point, even in the 1 year that I was on the board when we did not have a lawyer. It became clear to us once we got one that on a rare occasion, there are issues that we could use some help on. So it is, your point is well taken, and we will suffer a little bit from the loss of several folks. Commissioner Nelson, you had some comments.
Thank you, Chair. Commissioner Fink. Very quickly, even though you're seeing a number of, I want to point out a couple of things here, because you're seeing 4 dots on there around the Quad Cities. I only have 1 appointment in my entire district on the Planning Commission. And I did actively look for individuals in Northland, New Independence. I even went outside of my district into Alborn. I tried to find some quality individuals, and Commissioner Sweeney, I was actively looking for and hoping to find women that were willing to serve on this board. And I have to tell you that in talking with throughout that community of central St. Louis County, these 2 individuals received the highest marks of anyone I have ever talked about bringing before this board. And I think those 2 on the Planning Commission in particular are going to be outstanding representatives. And I would point out to you that if you look at geographical distribution, it is important for us to have 1 person off of Lake Vermilion. It is an amazing growth area. The second spot where we had a representative apply is in the Colvin Township area, which is part of that big hole that we're talking about. And it's an area that with Polymet, with the nugget plant, with all of the other things coming forward, we are going to see significant growth within that Whiteface Lake area and all of the small lakes around there. And I felt it was important to have someone from over in that Fairbanks, Alt, Brimson, Colvin area, and I believe Darlene Sommer would be an excellent choice for that.
Are there other comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And you know, to me, as you look at the distribution, keep in mind that the 4th district has 62% of the land mass that we have in front of us here, and with 62% of the land mass, currently the only person that the 4th district has on there, and planning generally has a land component to it. I mean, in other words, a geographical component to it. And the only person that currently resides in the 4th district today is Roger Scrubba, who was someone that I recommended last time. I did not, you know, I will vote for Darlene Summer. I know her through the Pioneer Farm and the Wurtenen Farm. I have met her at a number of spots. She's very dedicated, hard worker. I will vote for her, but she wasn't the choice that I wanted for, take it back. She wasn't, as I was looking for a replacement for Barb Berglund, who was in my district and both lived right in Ely and was somebody that I recommended before and served on the committee and a lawyer, I was looking for somebody in that Vermilion area. As you look through it, we did have Steve Lotz. We did have another number of people that I thought were very good in the Tower area. But I actually called a friend of mine who is the assessor for the Greenwood Township. I talked to some of the civic leaders in the Tower area, and Sonia ended up being the person that they recommended if I was making a choice. I also thought, and I know it's political, but Commissioner Sweeney has pushed my buttons correctly so on gender equality. And I thought, hey, this fits everything that I have in front of me. And so Sonia was the person that I was looking for after I had talked to people, talked to her, and that was the person that I thought would be the right person to represent the Vermilion area. And if you look, there is a hole, and it's tremendous amount of planning issues that come up there. Darlene Summer, as Commissioner Nelson has convinced me right here at this board, and looking at it myself, is Darlene does fill that hole in that, if you look where Colvin is, there is a hole in that area, and so I'm very supportive of both of them. And I'll say the same thing I said earlier in another meeting when I said that Darlene Summer may be my constituent, and I'm very proud to have her as a constituent, but she's much closer to Commissioner Nelson's house than mine there, so.
Seeing no other comments, I will make the following piece. Certainly one of these appointees is from Lake Vermilion. The Lake Vermilion plan will be in front of this county board next year. I'm sorry, in 2008. The other one represents someplace outside of the rural range area, or the urban range area, so it is a one-for-one replacement on those two pieces. So with that in mind, you know, I'm sure we could pick better names or whatever, but I don't know the answer to that. Commissioner Rocker.